Good morning. This is something really different for me. I always do the hands videos, but I really wanted to talk about my art journey over the last 2 or so years. For people who have followed me on Instagram and Facebook, I've done a sort of modified Project 365, which is something that's usually 365 photographs within 1 year. And I've sort of used my own definition of the concept, and I'm doing 365 some pieces of art in as long as it takes me, because I can't complete what I do in a day. And I've never been in front of the camera. I'm really not comfortable being in front of the camera, but I thought maybe with my winter clothes and my hair and sitting on my couch, maybe I could get through this. Maybe not, we'll see. But I get a lot of comments about my artwork, and people are very kind and complimentary, but I'm not sure. Well, okay, so I've always wanted to be an artist. I had 2 uncles who grew up in the Depression, and they made money doing artwork. I think it was rare to make money at all during the Depression, and they were able to live as artists. And I spent my life waiting for that magical genetic combination to kick in, and it never did. They were not schooled in art. They just had a natural talent. They were 2 of the people who were very lucky to be born able to see like an artist, and to mechanically produce like an artist, and to look at something and know exactly where their fingers had to be to get something to look the way they wanted to. And I never had that. I did take art in high school, which was a very long time ago, decades, and I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to have my teachers be professional artists. They weren't just teachers with a little talent. They were working artists and remain working artists. And also, some of the people in my art classes were supremely talented. They were cooked as artists already. I mean, they were professional. They had professional ability at 16, 17, and 18. They didn't need an art class. You know, they just needed a place to do it and the supplies, and they are still artists today. And while I was okay, I mean, I wasn't the kind of person who would say, I can't draw a stick figure. I was nowhere near, and still am nowhere near as talented as those people were at 16. But all this waiting really didn't get me any closer to this dream that I had. And the thing is, it's really practice. When I first started this journey in my life, I would work on and I'm not talking about a big picture. I've always done 5x7s. I would start a 5x7 and work on it for hours or days, and either it wasn't coming together or it was really doing well, and I did something that, usually the eyes, that just was unfixable and ruined the picture, and I would start over. And initially I had to start them all over 2 or 3 times, and sometimes 4 or 5 times, and those initial drawings that didn't come out very well took me weeks or sometimes months and uncounted hours to do, because I didn't have any training, and I didn't really have anybody to bounce off where my mistakes were, what my mistakes were, and how to fix what it was. Sometimes I would just look at something over and over and know that it was wrong, and had no idea where to even begin to fix it. Somewhere along the way, I realized that if I took a picture I was having trouble figuring out the problem of, if I took a photograph of it and looked at the photograph compared to the original, I would say 100% of the time I could tell where my problem was. Sometimes very specifically where my problem was and exactly what needed to change to fix it. Because I restarted so many times, obviously there were things that I couldn't fix at that point. But that was the first really important thing in learning how to fix my mistakes. It was actually taking a photograph of the piece, and either I would know right away or I would know when I compared it to something. So I wanted to do some videos with things I learned along the way, like that, for example. Or I also wanted to do something on using artist grade versus colored pencils, because that's what I do, compared to drugstore or student grade or below student grade colored pencils, and possibly also something on paper with the same thing. And also to show my progression, show my first drawings and how I've progressed with the drawings, things I've learned with some of them, because some of them, I mean, I would go along for a period of time where everything seemed to me to be the same quality. And then I would do a picture that was so good I couldn't even believe I did it. And I realized that at some point a bunch of things that I was learning or something I had just learned had come together and had made all the pictures in the future better. I think everybody can get better. Because I think getting better is a combination of practice, desire, and being able to work through the fact that you're terrible at first. You know, that's what, to love it enough to keep doing it. So I don't think it's just this magical talent that some people have. I think it's a lot like music. I think everybody can learn music to some extent, but I think that there are a variety of things that make a musician. My son learned to play the guitar by himself. I've taken guitar lessons and didn't like it enough to stick it out, didn't want it enough to stick it out. I could never be good. I don't hear things in the same way he does. I don't process the information in the same way he does. I just can't do it. And the truth is, it's not important enough for me to do, whereas this is. So in the beginning, when I wasn't doing really well, and I'm not saying I was terrible, I would say that I was sort of in the middle. I could do some things, I knew what had to be done, but I didn't have the capacity to bring all of that stuff together and do something in a way that I really wanted to do it. And it was just all of these hours that gave me that ability. So I guess really that's it. Like I said, I've never been in front of the camera before. I'm going to upload this and see how comfortable I am doing it. And the art videos I want to do really aren't going to be like this. I'm really going to be, you know, pointing the camera down at the supplies, at the techniques, at the pictures, things like that. So I think that I would really like to do that. I think it would be helpful to me as a way to focus all the things I've learned and maybe look back and remember how far I've come, and maybe it would be helpful for other people who came to art through the planner community. That's been a wonderful explosion. I really love that. I love seeing it. I love all the people who are showing their traveler's notebooks with their artwork and their planner pages with their artwork, and I am sad about all the people who are dejected by the things they feel they can't do. And so I just want to show my journey and maybe give some people some ideas about things that I learned along the way. So I hope this turns out. I hope I find the courage to post it, and I hope people are kind with their comments. And please let me know if you have any thoughts about where I want to go with this, and what I was thinking of doing to follow this up. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you found something interesting in this video.